A high-tension weekend. Our top story tonight, a woman is behind bars in Poinsett County after having a two-day standoff between multiple agencies. Thank you for joining us. I'm Diana Davis. Rose Goad was arrested following that standoff that started Saturday night in Harrisburg. Deputies were called to a home on Goad Lane where a victim said Goad shot at their tractor. She denied the claim, leading to negotiations for hours. Griffin Demaray joins us tonight, and he's been following the story. And Griffin, what were you able to find out about this incident?
Well, Diana, overall, this is a pretty crazy situation. We're about 5 miles from where this actually happened. There's no cell reception there, so we had to move back a little bit. And like you said, it all started when Goad actually shot at her nephew, who was riding his tractor on her land, and it all just kind of spiraled from there.
It's just kind of crazy to know that I live like right there when something like that happens.
A lot of people in Harrisburg are shocked about the events that transpired over the long weekend, when shots were fired just a couple miles outside of town.
We received a call from her nephew who stated that she had shot at him while he was on a tractor trying to grade the road.
Now, when officers arrived at this house, they knocked on the door, heard nothing. They called the house, still heard nothing, and it wasn't until they looked through that window that is when the situation totally changed.
You could see she had a light on the house. We could see through the window. She was going through the house with a long gun. At that point, we kind of backed off.
That is when the department started talking with Goad, trying to get her to come out of her house. This lasted overnight into Sunday when they decided to switch gears.
And she was calling us back with quick messages of, get off my property, if you come in, I'm going to shoot you. There was no negotiating, really. Once the negotiations cease, that's when we start moving to other options.
They started turning off the power, which didn't work, then turning off the water, which also didn't work. So Lieutenant Ryan Price said they made a call to the Craighead County SWAT team for more backup.
You know, and we don't want to have to go in because we knew what the outcome of that would have been. At which point we decided the safest method would be to put some CS gas in the house and force her to come out.
Even after the gas, Goad would still not leave. And it wasn't until officers used flashbangs to disorient her that they were able to take Goad into custody. And as you talk to locals around town, they still can't believe it.
It just makes me scared to know that because Harrisburg, nothing really ever happens. It's just like a boring little town. And just scary to know that something like that happened here.
Now, right now, Goad is still in the hospital awaiting a probable cause hearing that will probably take place within the next week in what was just an overall crazy situation here, Diana. In Harrisburg, Griffin Demaray, K8 News.
All right, lots to wrap your mind around. Thank you, Griffin. Once we know more details from Goad's hearing, we will push them to you through the K8 News app.